This video is about the alpha loved his enemy's daughter and the war between packs ignited. If this story captivates you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. The moon hung high in the velvet sky, a silver sentinel watching over the restless woods that separated the Evernight and Silverclaw packs. Tensions ignited the air as deep as the bloodlines that bound them. Both packs had thrived for centuries, their fates entwined in a tapestry of rivalry and resentment. Yet amongst the distant howls and shifting shadows, fate had a different design in mind. Lysandra stood at the edge of the Silverclaw territory, her heart pounding like thunder in her chest. The cool breeze swept her dark hair, brushing her cheeks and whispering secrets of the night. She had always known the stories of her father's enmity toward the Evernight pack, led by the fierce alpha, Kaelin. Yet curiosity burned within her, and tonight it was an irresistible flame. Elias, her best friend, alert called softly from behind her, concern etched on his youthful face. "You shouldn't be out here, it's dangerous." "I know," she replied, her voice steady despite the fluttering in her stomach. "But I can feel something in the air tonight, it calls to me." Alaric stepped closer, his brows knitted in worry. "That's not the kind of calling you want to follow. The Evernight pack is ruthless, they'll kill you if they find you." "But what if they don't?" Lysandra shot back, her blue eyes sparkling with defiance. "What if I discover something more, something that could change everything?" Alaric sighed, knowing he couldn't quell the storm inside her. "Just promise me you'll be careful," he murmured. "Promise me you'll come back." "I will," she whispered, her heart torn between loyalty to her pack and the burning anticipation of the unknown. "I have to know." With one last glance back at Alaric, she stepped deeper into the night, her senses heightened and alert. As she ventured into Evernight territory, the air thickened with an energy that tingled against her skin, alive with danger and promise. Meanwhile, in the heart of the Evernight territory, Kaelin paced in his dimly lit den, a tempest brewing within. The weight of his responsibilities pressed on him, the Alpha-S mantle heavy with the struggles of his pack. The Silverclaw-S encroachments had grown bolder, and war felt inevitable. "Alpha Kaelin," his beado, Rowan interrupted, urgency lacing his tone. "We've spotted movement near the boundary, it could be a Silverclaw." Kaelin's eyes narrowed, an instinctive growl escaping his lips. "Gather the warriors, we'll remind them that this land belongs to us." Rowan hesitated. "What if it is a trap? The last thing we need is a full-blown confrontation." Kaelin's jaw clenched. "We can show weakness. They need to know we were ready to fight. This is our land, our legacy." As he strode toward the entrance, the moonlight glinted off his dark fur, painting him a creature of shadows. He was powerful, an alpha born of strength and pride. Yet beneath all the ferocity lay a flicker of something unexpected, a yearning. And somewhere in the darkness their paths were about to cross. Lysandra crept along the edge of the territory, her heart racing with a mix of fear and anticipation. Her senses were heightened, aware of every rustle and whisper around her. She had heard legends of Kaelin, the fierce alpha with a reputation that sent shivers down the spines of even the bravest warriors. He was a force of nature, intimidating, powerful, and captivating. Suddenly, a strong scent rode the evening breeze, a mixture of pine and something distinctly masculine. It pulled her forward, an invisible thread weaving through the air, urging her closer. Her breath hitched as she stepped into a clearing, the silver moon casting an ethereal glow. Kaelin stood before her, framed by the trees like a demigod of the night. His gaze was piercing, a storm of emotions behind those dark, stormy eyes. The air crackled with tension, an electric connection forming between them. "Who dares trespass?" he growled, voice low and commanding, yet something in it made her pulse quicken. "I." Lysandra stammered, caught off guard by his presence. "I am Lysandra. I mean no harm." "Lysandra." He let her name roll off his tongue as she felt the weight of it settle deep within her. "The daughter of the Silverclaw Alpha." "Your enemy," she replied, defiance lacing her voice. "But I am not here to fight." Kaelin stepped closer, his presence enveloping her like a blanket of warmth and danger. "Then why are you here?" "I felt drawn to this place," she confessed, the truth spilling from her lips. "Do you?" The air thickened, charged with a magnetic pull. Kaelin's expression shifted, a flicker of surprise mingling with intrigue. "You shouldn't be here, it's dangerous." "And yet I am," she insisted, emboldened by the heat of the moment. "Maybe there is more to this than just hatred between our packs." A low growl rumbled in his throat as he took another step closer, the world around them fading away. "You think you can bridge the gap? Your father would never allow it." Lysandra held her ground, heart racing with a mix of fear and something beautiful. What if I don't care what he thinks? Kaelin's gaze darkened with conflict, the weight of duty pressing heavily upon him. This isn't just a game, Lysandra. There are lives at stake. And what about my life? She shot back, her voice trembling with emotion. What about what I want? He opened his mouth to respond, but the sound of snapping twigs interrupted their moment. Rowan burst into the clearing, his face pale with alarm. Alpha, we have a situation. Kaelin's expression hardened, reality crashing back around them. What is it? Scouts report Silverclaw warriors gathering near the northern ridge. They're replanning an attack. No, Lysandra whispered, dread filling her heart. They can not now. Kaelin turned his fierce gaze back to her, a flicker of something vulnerable buried beneath the armor of his alpha persona. You must leave now. No, she pleaded, desperation clawing at her. I won't abandon you. This is my fight too. Lysandra, you don't understand it. He started, but she cut him off. Maybe not, but I refuse to be a pawn in this war. We can find a way to end this bloodshed. Kaelin's shoulders tightened, torn between his instincts and the undeniable bond that pulsed between them. You are asking me to betray my pack, my family. Am I asking you to betray them? She asked softly, stepping closer. Or am I asking you to follow your heart? A heavy silence fell between them, fraught with unspoken possibilities. In that moment, Lysandra saw the man behind the alpha, the man who felt, who loved, who longed for something more. Lysandra, he whispered, his voice raw with emotion. We shouldn't be doing this. Why not? She pressed, her heart racing. Why shouldn't we fight for what we believe in? Just then, a howl shattered the air, a battle cry echoing through the trees. The Silverclaw warriors were on the move, ready to ignite the flames of war. Kaelin's eyes darkened with resolve. You have to go, for your own safety. Go, he ordered, his voice firm, leaving no room for argument. I want to let you get hurt. The urgency in his tone cut through her defiance, and she stepped back, her heart aching for what could never be. This isn't over, Kaelin. He looked at her, his expression a blend of longing and regret. You were right, it's just beginning. With one last lingering gaze, she turned and fled into the shadows, the weight of their shared fate pressing heavily on her. The war between their packs loomed closer, but within her heart she clung to the hope that love could conquer even the fiercest of rivalries. As she vanished into the night, Kaelin felt the ache deep within his chest, a growing realization that the battle ahead was not just against their packs, but against the bonds of destiny that had forged them together. The moon hung like a witness, casting its silver globe over the forest as Lysandra sprinted back towards Silverclaw territory. Her heart raced, not merely from the exertion but from the weight of emotions raging within her. Kaelin's piercing gaze still burned in her memory, a forbidden fire igniting something deep inside her, an ache that felt both thrilling and terrifying. Lys. Alaric's voice cut through her thoughts when she finally reached the sanctuary of her pack's territory. He rushed toward her, his face etched with concern. What happened? You were gone so long. She struggled to find the words, her mind still tangled in the remnants of their encounter. I met him, Alaric. I met Kaelin. His eyes widened in disbelief. The Alpha. What were you thinking? Do you realize how dangerous that is? He is not just an enemy, Alaric, she replied, her voice trembling with the weight of what she felt. There is more to him. I felt it, this connection. Alaric shook his head, frustration and fear mingling on his face. Lysandra, this is madness. You can't be serious about him. You fathered? My father doesn't own my heart, she snapped, cutting him off. There has to be another way. I can just turn my back on what I felt tonight. Is it worth your life? Alaric's voice dropped to a whisper, the concern etched deeper into his features. If the packs collide, everything will change. I know, she shouted, her voice breaking. But I can't ignore this. I want I refuse to let hatred decide my fate. The tension between them hung heavy, a rift widening as Alaric struggled to comprehend the depths of her conviction. He replaying with fire, lies. You have no idea what the war will unleash. But in the depths of her heart, she felt a defiance swelling, a yearning that had grown from a flicker into a roaring flame. I have to talk to him again, she murmured, more to herself than to Alaric. You can he pleaded, gripping his shoulders. What if he betrays you? What if he is simply luring you in? I trust him, she breathed, her heart resolute against the tides of doubt. Meanwhile, within the Evernight territory, Kaelin paced in his den, the weight of his responsibilities pressing heavily on him. The news of the Silverclaw warriors gathering had ignited a sense of urgency. He couldn't shake the memory of Lysandra's fiery spirit or the longing that had surged within him during their brief encounter. "Alpha," Rowan interrupted, stepping into the dimly lit den, his face lined with tension. The Silverclaw's movements are growing bold, they're re-preparing for war. Kaelin turned sharply, his instincts flaring. "They wouldn't dare strike while I am still breathing," he growled, but beneath his bravado lay a storm of conflicting emotions. "We'll prepare our defenses. Are you sure you want to escalate this?" Rowan pressed concern etched on his brow. "What of Lysandra? You know her father won't rest until he sees you both dead." Kaelin's jaw clenched. "I cannot show weakness. If we back down now, we lose everything we've built." But even as he spoke, the image of Lysandra tore at him from within, a forbidden thought, a spark of hope in a sea of darkness. "What if she is right?" he murmured, more to himself than anyone else. "What if there is a way to end this bloodshed?" Rowan's gaze hardened. "You're willing to risk it all for her? You'll betray your pack? What do you even know about her true intentions?" "She is not like her father," Kaelin argued, frustration edging his voice. "I felt it. There is something more between us, something we can't ignore." Just then, a howl shattered the tension in the air, a battle cry echoing through the trees. Kaelin's heart sank, the urgency of the moment propelling him forward. "Gather the warriors, we prepare for battle." As the Evernight warriors rallied, Kaelin felt the pull of fate tightening around his heart. The pull of destiny was strong, and Lysandra was woven into the fabric of his very being. But could they survive the collision between loyalty and love? Hours later, as dawn broke over the horizon, the two packs stood on the precipice of war, tension palpable in the air. The Silverclaw warriors, led by Lysandra's father, stood fiercely opposite the Evernight ranks. She watched from a distance, her heart torn. "Lysandra, you shouldn't be here." Alaric's urgent whisper cut through her thoughts. "It is too dangerous. I have to find a way to stop this," she insisted, determination shining in her eyes. "There has to be a chance to talk before blood is shed." But as she stepped forward, her father's fierce gaze locked onto her. "Lysandra," he shouted, anger and concern lacing his voice. "What are you doing? Return to safety." In that moment, she felt the weight of loyalty and love collide within her. "I am not turning back," she declared. "There is more at stake here than just territory. There is an opportunity for peace." Kaelin stepped forward from the Evernight ranks, his dark figure commanding attention. "Is that your wish?" he called, his voice echoing through the tension. "Peace amidst the chaos?" Lysandra's heart raced as their eyes locked. "Yes, we can end this cycle of hatred, together." A murmur rippled through both packs, confusion and disbelief mixing with curiosity. He would propose peace even after all the bloodshed. Her father spat, rage and betrayal swirling in his gaze. "Father, please," she pleaded, stepping closer to the line separating them. "I know what I feel. I know Kaelin is different. We can..." "Enough." He barked, his voice like thunder, drowning out her words. "He is our enemy. You cannot trust him." Kaelin's voice rose above the tension. "I would never harm her. My fight is not with her or her ideals. I want to end this, but I can't do it alone." A deafening silence blanketed the battlefield as the reality of their words sank in. The instincts of wolves stirred, the primal urge to protect their own clashing with the desires of two hearts yearning for peace. "Are you willing to forsake your pack for her?" Lysandra's father challenged, his eyes narrowing with suspicion. "To betray everything you believe?" Kaelin took a step forward, his gaze unwavering. "I would do anything for her, but war will bring only more pain and loss. I refuse to let it tear us apart." The air shifted, thick with the weight of their choices. A flicker of understanding ignited within the warriors, the tension crackling like a live wire. What if their leaders were right? What if love truly could conquer the deepest of divides? "Lysandra," her father said, voice low and incredulous. "You would choose him over your family? Over your blood?" She met his gaze, tears welling in her eyes as she spoke the truth that had been clawing at her heart. "Father, love is my blood too. I can't ignore it. I refuse to let hatred dictate our lives." Battle lines blurred, the forces of nature battling against the currents of destiny. One by one, warriors from both sides lowered their weapons, uncertainty mingling with hope. "Then let us talk," Kaelin offered, his voice steady, resolute. "But know that if this is a trick, if you dare betray my trust, I will protect what is mine." Lysandra's heart soared as she registered the shift, an unspoken agreement forming between them. "We can end this," she whispered, "together." But even as the dawn began to break, the winds of change carried whispers of betrayal, uncertainty lurking in the shadows, a reminder that love, though powerful, would always face trials that would test its very essence. The sun hung low in the sky, casting golden rays over the battlefield where two packs stood poised for war. Tension rippled in the air, a thick fog of fear and anticipation. Lysander stood between the two factions, hot in turmoil, caught between loyalty and the intoxicating pull of love. Lysander, this is madness, Alaric whispered, desperation etched on his face as he gripped her arm tightly. You can trust him. He is an alpha. He'll use you to gain power over your pack. She turned to Alaric, her heart aching for him. I know what I feel, Alaric. This is more than just a strategy. It is about our futures, about breaking this cycle of hatred. Futures, he exclaimed, incredulous. What future can come from this? You'll be branded a traitor. Your father will never forgive you. But even as fear coursed through her veins, she felt the warmth of Kaelin's gaze that pulled at transcended reason. I can turn my back on whatever you discovered. There is something worth fighting for here. Just then, Kaelin stepped closer, his presence a beacon amidst the chaos. We won fight today. We'll talk, he declared, voice steady, powerful. But I need to know you're not playing games with me, Lysander. This is serious. I am not, she breathed, the sincerity in her voice cutting through the noise. I want peace, Kaelin. I want to find a way for us to coexist. Her father's voice boomed in response, filled with disbelief. And what would you know of peace, Lysander? You've been raised in the shadow of war. Father, she implored, stepping forward, her heart racing. I am not just your daughter. I am my own person. I've seen what the hatred has wrought. More bloodshed is not the answer. The silence that descended was palpable, confusion and uncertainty spilling over. The warriors behind her father exchanged glances, torn between loyalty and the unexpected fervor of their leader's daughter. Kaelin reached for her hand, his grip warm and reassuring. We can find common ground. If we work together, we can forge a new path. Lysander's heart swelled as their fingers intertwined, a silent promise blooming between them. But the sound of a low growl pulled her back to the present, tension returning as her father's face darkened. Do you truly believe you can trust him? He spat, eyes narrowing. He is the alpha of Evernight. This is not a game. Kaelin stepped forward, unyielding. And you think I want war? I want a future for my pack and for Lysandra. I refuse to sacrifice her for the pride of our bloodlines. Bloodlines, her father thundered, disbelief etched on his face. It has always been about bloodlines. In some ways, yes, Kaelin acknowledged, meeting her father's fierce gaze. But Lysandra is more than just her blood. She is a bond, a bridge that can unite us. The memory across the battlefield intensified, a clash of instincts and feelings. The Silverclaw warriors were beginning to question their loyalty, peering into the depths of their alpha's conviction. Lysandra, her father warned, the heat of his voice slicing through the air. You must come back. You cannot trust the enemy. This is not who you are. Tears welling in her eyes, she turned to him, desperation flooding her voice. I want to be who I am, not just a pawn in this war. I am willing to take the risk for something greater. Then you risk your life, your future, he replied, voice sick with an emotional weight. You would throw away everything for him. For a moment, doubt flickered in her heart. But then Kaelin's hand squeezed hers, grounding her. I would never let anything happen to her, he declared, voice unwavering. But how do I know you want to betray us once you have what you want? Her father challenged, defiance etched in his features. Kaelin took a deep breath. You have my word. I won't strike against you while she stands by my side. This is about trust, and I am willing to prove myself. Trust? Her father barked, incredulous. You think trust is forged in a day? In a moment? Maybe not, Kaelin responded, his dark eyes sincere. But it starts with a choice, and today we have that choice. The silence grew heavy, all eyes on the two leaders. It was a delicate moment, a thread of fate hanging in the balance. Lysandra's heart raced, feeling the weight of expectations pressing down on her. Father, she spoke, voice trembling but firm. I want to believe in something more than this war. I want to believe in love, a love that transcends blood. I want to make things right. Her father's gaze softened for a fleeting moment, but fury quickly reclaimed his features. You'll regret this, Lysandra. You'll regret the path you've chosen. No, she said, her voice steady. I want tea. I refuse to live in fear. With a flick of his wrist, her father turned away, barking orders to his warriors. Prepare yourselves. Silverclaw, we will not stand down to this treachery. The tension crackled like electricity. Kaelin squeezed her hand tighter, his gaze fierce. We need to act quickly. If we don't convince them now, this bond will be shattered before it even begins. Her heart pounded as uncertainty reigned. What if they don't listen? What if they attack? Kaelin's eyes softened, a flicker of vulnerability beneath the surface. Then we fight, but I'll ensure you're safe. I want to lose you. The weight of his words anchored her, the bond between them solidifying despite the looming threat. I trust you, she replied, determination igniting within her. We can do this, together. As the two packs prepared for the inevitable clash, Lysander felt the cold breath of the wind whispering secrets of destiny in her ear. She was willing to stand for what she believed in, no matter the outcome. But just as the silence began to settle, a figure emerged from the Silverclaw ranks, a warrior, eyes wild, breathless. Alpha, we have a situation. Her father's expression hardened. What is it? They're regathering forces, more than we anticipated. There are whispers of betrayal within our ranks. The warrior's voice trembled, panic lacing every word. No, her father thundered. Who dares betray the Silverclaw? Lysandra's heart hammered in her chest. It can't be. Kaelan turned sharply, frustration flickering in his gaze. We need to act now. If they're replotting against you, we have to prepare. Prepare? Our father spat, a fire igniting in his eyes. To fight alongside the enemy, never? But Lysander began, desperation pushing through her. We need to join forces, to fight together against this looming threat. We can't let them destroy what little hope we have. Enough, her father roared, cutting her off. You're putting our entire pack at risk by partnering with them. In that moment, chaos erupted. Warriors on both sides began to grow restless, glancing uneasily at each other. Whispers grew louder, suspicion creeping into their hearts. Kaelan's voice boomed with authority as he stepped forward. If there are traitors among us, we stand united against them. I ask you to trust me, trust Lysander. Together, we can fight this threat. But her father glared, refusing to yield. You think I'll allow you to manipulate my daughter into your plans? You will risk everything for her. Yes, Kaelan replied, voice steady, yet laced with emotion. For her and for peace, I'll protect her with my life. The tension hung thick as both packs struggled between loyalty and love. Lysander stepped forward, heart pounding fiercely. You have to listen, we're stronger together. We have to join forces to find out who is behind this betrayal. As she spoke, a voice rang out from the Silverclaw ranks, filled with accusation. She is a traitor. Lysander has been working with the Evernight. Gasps erupted and her heart plummeted. No, she yelled, desperation clawing at her throat. That is not true. I would never betray you. But her father's face twisted in disbelief. How can you expect me to trust you, Lysander? You've spent too much time with him. I've spent time with him to show you that love can exist beyond our hatred. We can end this, she cried, tears threatening to spill. Kaelan's voice rose above the din. If we don't act now, we'll lose everything. We must fight this together. A sudden howl broke through, a sound that sent shivers down their spines. It was a call to arms, a declaration of war. Prepare for battle, her father shouted, eyes aflame with fury. Meth! Lysander screamed, but it was too late. As chaos erupted, the two packs surged toward each other, primal instincts igniting. Kaelan, she cried, panic surging through. As chaos erupted around her, Lysander felt time slow, each moment stretching into eternity. The two packs surged like a tide, primal instincts ignited by rage and fear. She didn't want this, didn't want the bloodshed that loomed like a dark cloud above them. Kaelan, she cried, her voice strained as she searched for his familiar silhouette amidst the turmoil. The sight of warriors charging toward one another, teeth bared, instincts unleashed, made her heart clench with terror. Lysander? Kaelan's voice broke through the cacophony, powerful and commanding. He fought his way toward her, his dark form a beacon of hope amidst the chaos. Get back, you need to stay safe. I want to leave you, she shouted, her heart pounding not just for the battle ahead, but for the love that surged between them, fierce and undeniable. The connection they shared was a force unto itself, and it called to her even as the world threatened to pull them apart. Kaelan reached her, his expression a mix of anger and fear. You don't understand what you're asking. If we don't stop this, everything we've fought for will be lost. I know, she replied, desperation thick in her voice. But we can't let them tear us apart. We're stronger together, Kaelan. We have to unite against whoever is orchestrating this betrayal. Ah, sweet Lysandra, he murmured, sorrow lacing his words. What if it is too late, your father? Trust me, she interrupted, a fierce determination igniting within her. If we can show them that love can exist beyond this hatred, we have a chance to change everything. Just then, a loud roar broke through the battlefield, sending a tremor of fear reverberating among both packs. Out of the forest emerged a massive figure, cloaked in shadows and fury their unexpected foe. It was a rogue werewolf, a beast of nightmares, its eyes glinting with malice. Enough, Kaelin shouted. Stand your ground. He turned to her, urgency in his gaze. We need to defend ourselves. Can you fight? I can, Lysander replied, her heart racing, adrenaline coursing through her veins. We've trained for this. As the rogue lunged into the fray, snarling and snapping, it became clear that this was no ordinary enemy. The air crackled with dark energy, a palpable force that seemed to drive the warriors into a frenzy of confusion and chaos. The rogue's presence was unnatural, a dark enchantment that stirred doubt and hatred within their hearts. Lysandra's instincts kicked in, and she shifted into her wolf form, strong, sleek, and agile. The shift felt exhilarating, a release of her pent-up emotions and fears. As she bounded into the fray, she glimpsed Kaelan, now a powerful black wolf, his movements fluid and fierce. Together, he barked, and with that, they launched into battle, their bodies moving as one against the chaos. The rogue fought with ferocity, its attacks wild and unpredictable. Lysander and Kaelan worked as a synchronized unit, often anticipating each other's moves. But each strike they made felt like a futile attempt against an insatiable force of darkness. Lies, watch out! Kaelan growled as the rogue lunged for her. She barely dodged its sharp claws, feeling the rush of wind as it cut through the space where she had just been. I am okay, she yelped, determination coursing through her. We can take it down. We just need to focus. Kaelan's voice cut through her thoughts. We need to strike together. Their eyes locked for a brief moment, and in that connection she felt their shared destiny coursing through them, a bond forged in love and conflict, stronger than any fear of the battle raging around them. With a rallying howl, Kaelan lunged forward, distracting the rogue. Lysander took her chance, darting in from the side, her powerful legs propelling her forward. She sank her teeth into the rogue's flank, a fierce growl escaping her as she felt its powerful muscle beneath her jaws. But before she could pull back, the rogue twisted, crashing into her side and sending her sprawling. Pain shot through her and she crashed into the earth, momentarily dazed. Lysandra? Kaelan's voice filled her with warmth, igniting the fire that burned within her. He tore into the rogue's back, fangs sinking deep, and it howled in pain. She pushed herself back onto her feet, heart racing, mind focused. The battle around them faded into the background, the dance of chaos and confusion, but all that mattered was Kaelan and the connection that held them together. With newfound strength, she charged forward, this time targeting the rogue's legs. It stumbled, causing Kaelan to release his grip. They moved in tandem, attacking with a fierce determination. But instinct warned her of the danger lurking just outside their immediate fight. From the shadows of the trees emerged figures cloaked in darkness. Silver-claw warriors, their eyes filled with fury and betrayal, surged forward, drawn by the chaos. Enough! Lysander shouted, horrified. They were going to attack. Kaelan's gaze sharpened as he took in the sight of their incoming pack. We can let them see us fighting together. They'll think we've betrayed them. But as the Silver-claw warriors rushed toward them, fueled by the rogue's dark energy, Lysandra's heart sank. We can fight them, she cried, desperation lacing her voice. They'll tear us apart. Kaelan held her gaze, resolve hardening within him. We want to let that happen. We need to show them that we are united, that love can transcend this chaos. With a fierce howl, he charged toward the Silver-claw warriors, determination etched across his features. Lysander followed closely behind, their hearts beating in sync, a bond that defied the very fabric of their packs. Lysandra, her father's voice roared through the chaos, filled with disbelief and rage. You stand with the enemy? You have betrayed your blood? Father, please, she cried, her voice breaking with emotion. This isn't about betrayal. This is about survival. We must join forces against the rogue. But the anger in her father's eyes only deepened, a simmering rage. You think he will protect you? He is a monster in disguise. That? She felt the heaviness of her heart, the weight of love against the tide of familial loyalty. He is not a monster. He is fighting for us, fighting for a future where we don't have to be enemies. With that, she lunged forward, her instincts guiding her as she leaped between her father and Kaelan. The Silver-claw warriors hesitated, confusion momentarily flickering across their faces. Stop, she shouted, her voice resonating with a fierce authority. We cannot let this rogue dictate our lives any longer. If we don't stand together, we will fall apart. Kaelan's gaze locked onto her, a resolve sparking in his eyes. We can't let hatred rule us anymore, he echoed, stepping closer to her side. Together, we can fight for peace. The rogue snarled, its presence looming ominously behind them, but in that moment, the anger and confusion in the Silver-claw ranks began to waver. The primal instincts that had driven them toward battle were now quelled by the more profound connection that blossomed among the packs. Lysandra, her father's voice trembled, the weight of his gaze piercing her heart. Your destiny lies with your blood. You can't abandon your pack for this absurdity. Father, she cried, tears brimming. I can't live in fear anymore. Our bloodlines shouldn't dictate our hearts. We have the power to change everything. At last, her words began to sink in. The Silverclaw warriors, once driven by rage, now hesitated, their loyalty shredded by the raw truth of her declaration. The rogue continued to growl, a menacing sound that threatened to drown out their fragile hope. Kalen stepped closer, his presence a solid force beside her. This rogue threatens us all. Together, we can defeat him, but we must trust in each other. The tension hung thick in the air as the Silverclaw warriors exchanged glances, uncertainty swelling among them. Her father's face twisted in conflict, caught between a lifetime of tradition and the newfound hope that flickered in the air. Lysandra, he said softly, his voice breaking. You would choose him over your own family? Tears streamed down her face as she shook her head. I choose love, Father. I choose a future where we don't have to live in hatred. We can find peace together. As if summoned by her words, the rogue lunged forward, its growl echoing through the clearing. The tension snapped, and the warriors instinctively moved to defend themselves, but Lysandra stood her ground, heart pounding fiercely. Together, she cried, her voice ringing with authority. We fight together. In that moment, the Silverclaw warriors looked to her father, and after a heartbeat that felt like a lifetime, he made a decision. For the future, he growled, stepping forward.